question says, with regards to a side issue or sub-issue of having non-Muslim workers, people that are beneath you, you have them, you're their foreman or their boss or whatever, can you feed them food that is not zabiha? Whether it is not zabiha, whether it's pork, or whether it is what? Things, people who may eat dogs and things like this. Akramakum Allah. What's important is, there is an issue in Islam which is a scholarly debate. And that is, هل الكفار مخاطبون بفروع الشريعة أم هم مخاطبون بأصل الإيمان والدخول في الكافة فقط، يعني الدخول في السلم، الدخول في الدين في الإيمان، ثم عليهم بالالتزام بعد ذلك ادخلوا في السلم كافة. We say that the scholars of Islam, they have an issue over which they differ scholastically. They sit down, they read the Quran, they read the Hadith, they look at all of the principles, the system of the deen, and they have a debate on an issue. And that issue is, are the non-Muslims held responsible? Are the non-Muslims spoken out to? Are they addressed to do the things that the Muslims have to do? And to abide by the specific detailed system of rulings that the Muslims are, such as drinking alcohol, eating with the right hand and not the left. Everybody understand this? Wearing hijab. Everybody clear on this? And the things like this, the furu' of the sharia. Or are the kuffar only addressed and only required to accept the deen? In other words, in the hereafter, they will be punished for their kufr, and that's it. They'll be punished because they were not Muslims. They did not believe. Them drinking alcohol, fornicating, eating swine, things like this, no. Everybody understand this? Are the kuffar, are they required? Are they to adhere to all of the things of the sharia, or just there to come to the deen first? And once they've been addressed to come to the deen, they come to the deen, then they're like the rest of the Muslims. So some of the ulama of Islam, they say the kuffar are only addressed with aslul iman, to be believers. That's it. And once they become believers, then they're just like you guys. And some of them say bel, rather. Not only are they required and addressed to accept iman, but they're also required and addressed and spoken out to avoid the other things that are haram as well, and then hereafter they'll be punished therefore. If a kafir had alcohol, he'll be punished for his alcohol. Everybody understand this? And other things as well. Khairan, inshallah. So the ulama of Islam are different on this issue. And this is a mas'ala usuliyah. This is a maximum. This is a principle. This is a theoretical issue. And obviously, based off of the theory comes the practice. So those who say that they are not, then they would say that it's permissible for a Muslim to either give or allow a non-Muslim to do certain things that the Muslims are clearly what? Not allowed to do. Off of the first view of the theory. And the second view will state that it's what? At all. There's nothing that you can give, that not haram you can give to a non-Muslim. Everybody understand this? Such as having a perfume shop. Or you work in a department store and you give perfume to a non-Muslim woman. Everybody understand this? You cannot spray perfume on a non-Muslim woman because a Muslim woman is not allowed to leave the home with perfume on. A Muslim woman, for those who can hear this, is not allowed to leave the home wearing perfume passing by men, as many Muslim sisters do, unfortunately. She's not allowed to do that. As our Prophet ﷺ has clearly mentioned, when they come to the masjid, not to put on perfume. So what about going to a party, or walima, or the Eid, or normal everyday work? If she can't come to the house of Allah with perfume on, then what about what? A get-together. Everybody clear on this? So therefore, are the kuffar required with these rulings or not? So those ulama who say that they aren't, perhaps a person can say, I have workers, they're not Muslims, I'm not going to buy them pork, but I'm going to go and get them some cheeseburgers. Or even a better example, because somebody may say the cheeseburger has pork in it, meat glue, they put all, pig ears and things inside of the patties. Okay, let's say actual ground beef, real ground beef, authentic burger. Huh? Char grill, now, tayyib. Or somebody gets some chicken or fish. Or let's leave off fish, mathalan. Let's say mathalan chicken. Everybody understand this? He said, I'm going to get them some chicken to eat. The Muslim restaurant is far It may be more costly, and they are already kuffar. They're not Muslims. They have to work, they have to eat, so on and so forth. I don't mind going to the Muslim restaurant because it's across the street from the masjid. That's going to take my break. Their construction break is what? 11 a.m. Everybody understand this? Is that haram or not? So based off of the first theory, it will be permissible. And based off of the second theory, it will be what? Impermissible. But there's something else. And that is some of the ulama who say even if the theory of the first side is right, وَتَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْبِرِّ وَالتَّقْوَى وَلَا تَعَاوَنُوا عَلَى الْإِثْمِ وَالْعُدْوَانِ. Allah commanding us to fear Him and to be mindful of Him and to help each other out upon piety and not help each other out upon sin and upon wrong. So some of them say that you're helping the people in sin by buying it and supporting it. That can be debated on. Because one way or another you're buying and supporting some type of... Everybody understand this? So what's important is, I would advise you to, if you have the ability to only feed them zabiha, that's best. But if it's a haraj, if it's a hardship, and it's a difficulty, and you're responsible for feeding them, taking care of their lunch, then that's one thing. Or one may can say, you give them wages for the lunch. You give them wages for the lunch. This is what you guys, this is $200 for the workers. You buy your lunch, you drink, whatever. Please don't make me come back, see you guys with beer, nothing like that. You're going to drink, be discreet about it. I can't stop you from drinking, but not in the workplace or not openly and publicly. And one may say, you're giving them the money and you know they're going to. So it's a rock and a hard place, one way or another. What's important is a rock and a hard place. Do that which is easy and simple. Definitely don't buy pork for them. Definitely don't buy a dog for them. Because chicken, Muslims can eat chicken if it's slaughtered property. And even with regards to the animals that aren't slaughtered property, there's more leeway with chicken than there is with red meat. We don't get into the details. Please, nobody ask about that right now. But there is, we said it's not absolutely permissible. We didn't say that. We said it's a bit more leeway with chicken than red meat. A chicken that wasn't slaughtered in the proper zabiha way. We say it's, we didn't say it's permissible to eat it. I didn't say that. But we said it's what? It's not as tight as a cow or goat, and which is a bigger animal, a lot of blood. It's not the same as a chicken, as the poultry. That's all we're going to get into right now. Wallahu alam.